Hey there folks, SeKo Starcraft here, bringing you a pro replay. We got Acer's MMA up against Kherimon. Go for SC2, Terran versus Protoss. A matchup that I'm really starting to enjoy a little bit more of, particularly as the Terran player. I think I've kind of got into my groove a little bit. I think Terrans in general have kind of figured out how to get past that big Protoss hurdle, which was, just owning up Terran players for so long. And I think that's always been the case with patches and times and eras in SC2. There's been different times where we've had different races that just seem to have the other number. It's just like if you think back to Wings of Liberty when the 1-1-1 was like the Terran's crazy way of being able to just win every match. Eventually the Protoss figured out how to do that and the game changed. I think a lot of the game has changed recently as well. It's not about let's do a Blink Stalker all in. That really has died down quite a bit. In particular in Terran versus Protoss, you don't see the old school kind of let's make a Colossus and go crush face. We're getting a little bit more creativity in there, mixing in some oracles, early storm play, just a little bit of different stuff to have some fun with. But MMA is somebody that's really figured out quite well how to deal with Protoss. Seen some really great widowmine play, really interesting stuff where it usually drops in between the natural and the main, forces a photon overcharge and then attacks the other one. Just these different little strategies to be able to get advantages when, the Protoss was so long we're just happy to, use the mothership core and use that to defend themselves against everything and like one stalker to deal with a Reaper, and then all of a sudden they thought that, I'd be safe. And then, Terran learned to capitalize on that and punish them for it. We actually have the factory go down, and it's not a Reaper play. And this is kind of talking about this new change. There's a lot of debate recently that the only way to open Terran versus Protoss with a Reaper, you need that Reaper to scout, you need it to be able to see what's going on. And we see now MMA, it looks like he's probably going to be going for a widowmine strategy again. He's going to get out some Marines to try to deny this scouting, which is great timing on it. And we'll see if he's able to just shut this down. Micro, oh wow, that probe probably could have gone through and at least spotted a little bit further. But at this point, there's not too much else you can say about it. Protoss player doesn't look like he's interested in proxying anything. Probably just be going for his nexus here pretty soon. Mothership core is going to go down first, just in case it was a Reaper play. Again, Reaper play is so common that that's just what people think. But in this case, it looks like it's going to be a widowmine drop, which pretty happy that I called. I'm pretty sure that's what I called because I'm just so good at this game. Beer is also good. You are my friend, idol. I don't know if that's English or proper English, but that's okay. I'm sure playing Go for SC2, people like Kherimon here play against some really good people in European ladder, but to go up against, an elite Korean pro like that is a little something special. I wouldn't mind doing that once in a while too, just go up against some super elite people. And hopefully they realize that I'm not super elite, and that way they can just kind of poke around and have fun. I don't mind being trolled on as a weaker player in certain circumstances. There's actually going to be some Hellions coming out after that. What players like to do is use the Hellion to pressure through the front to attack probes, while the rest of these units are essentially dropped into the main. Now the mothership core is out and does have the energy for a photon overcharge here in a couple seconds. Nexus is a little bit slower than maybe MMA was anticipating at this stage. But once again, he should be able to shuttle into the base here. And this is all the Protoss has to defend. He's not even making any other units right now. Just he's teching up super hard Robo, Nexus. He canceled the Nexus. And I'm sure that MMA saw that that was cancelled. That's interesting to me. I don't think he needed to cancel that. That money is not really being spent right now. That's a really cute little force field. Now the Robo facility is still a little ways off. It is only going to get one probe for right now. The Marines are coming out the other side. Hellions are in the front. Oh man! He actually got a pylon, but he didn't, depower anything. This is what's so brilliant about this timing, is it gets here before the warp gate is finished. And if the Nexus went down over here, as I was saying, a lot of Protoss, pop their cherry too soon and put down their photon overcharge on their natural, leaving their entire main undefended. Only 3 kills on that. We're going to get this observer boosted out in plenty of time. it's a little bit weird to try and hit great shots on this. I mean, if you shoot for one of these inside mineral patches here, sometimes you can get 3 or 4 in one shot. If you get, you know, 3+ in one hit from a widowmine, you're generally pretty happy about that. Terran player has down another base, is already mining from it. Protoss player, nexus has just been restarted, so he's a long ways behind right now. Down by 8 probes, and there's mules, and only has 4 stalkers, sentry, and a mothership core to 13 marines and a medivac. There's no stim or anything right now, so these units are, we'll see how much damage they can get done. Looks like he actually wants to focus his pylon, which he should get it. Protoss player is a little bit delayed in getting there quick enough. And he's going to get out of there. Really nice little snipe, even for unstimmed, unupgraded marines. We can see the Protoss starting to pool money here, because he really can't spend it. Could maybe get out an immortal or something. I mean, at least those are tanky units that deal pretty good damage. These units down here, I think, are a little doomed. They're not part of enough to really get anything accomplished. Lots and lots of marines. No marauders or anything yet, just pure marines. Stim, combat shields, medivacs. This is a really exciting kind of play. He does have, you know, all of these gases, 3 gases taken, but he's not using it to necessarily pump out a ton of marauders or high gas units. Get the sentry. He does focus down the sentry, which is smart. He got a pylon and a sentry for 6 marines. Not the best trade. But once stim is finished here, these marines will do a great job against these gateway units. Photon overcharge is going to be ready to defend this base. MMA is probably just going to want to poke in here, get him to use that photon overcharge, and then maybe move into the main. Super aggressive third as well, just so confident about what's going on in the map. Would be nice for him to take this watchtower though, and you know, a little bit of map control there, a little bit of map vision. +1 gonna be down here pretty soon. He's probably just gonna wait for stim. That's the timing that's most important to him there. We'll see if he moves out. Yeah, a couple more medivacs is actually really important as well. That way he can attack the front, force the photon overcharge, and all these sentries are quite useless with the amount of medivacs that are out right now. They're not really going to do enough damage. They're not really going to be able to section off enough attacking units. And this is going to be something very difficult for Kherimon here to try to handle. What the hell? Those are some of the most awkward force fields I think I've ever seen. That's inside of the nexus. I don't think that actually stopped anything. And now, once again, like I said, he drops into the main. There should be enough energy for another photon overcharge here in just a moment. But by then, he's already... That's GG, essentially, at that point. Pretty meticulous game out of MMA there. He made that look really easy, and it's not. It's very difficult to play the style as a Terran. If you get caught off a little bit, you don't have the right units, or get your medivac sniped, suddenly you're far behind. But we can see that just taking advantage of some Protoss greed, too much focus into tech, and it didn't pay off in the end. SeKo Starcraft, thanks everybody for watching. We'll talk with you later.